And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition here of the PiGosaur Cup. PiGosaur Cup number 42. It's been a couple of weeks, as of course, we did take a last week off due to EWC, but now we're here. Now we have returned with your weekly dose of PiGosaur action. Here we go. And if you're in the chat, exclamation mark B in the chat to have a look at the back yourselves. I'm of course just like VIP, and I'm joined by these amazing players, whether you in chat and by my plushies as well. Welcome. We are jumping in our first series of the broadcast, and spawning in the bottom left hand corner of lane lines, we have the American Terran player. We have the Red Terran representing Platinum Heroes / Esports. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the American Zerg player. We have the purple Zerg. It is fAllingninja. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our best of three. When it comes to the bracket itself, we'll be going over it after this series, so don't you worry, we will get into it. For the time being, though, we have our initial Terran versus Zerg matchup. As always, when it comes to these online tournaments, we gotta embrace the Zergs while we can. While we can. But as we have our initial hatch full. Interesting. We do have a gasless opener here out of our Zerg player. We'll see what this leads into. Typically at the pro level, if we ever have something like a gasless opener, this leads into roach-based play where we skip link speed, we get into roaches into the early game, and we are hyper greedy by cutting corners. We'll see if that's going to be the case here for fAllingninja, as he is more of an amateur player. I will say that. He is more of an amateur player, so as a heads up, there is going to be a bit of a skill difference between the two players, but we'll see how he does compare. We'll see how he can hold his own. Meanwhile, immediately though back at home, oh my god, going racks into factory on one base as well. Okay. okay, I see you. Interesting. Is also going to be setting on one base. Might be a little bit concerned as to what his opponent's up to. We can see just pure droning here out of fAllingninja. We do have our queens on the way. Reaper is moving out across the map as we speak, and we'll see what this Reaper can get done. Remember, no links. There are no Zerglings to defend. It's only going to be queens, so the Reapers have potential to potentially get some damage done and get into the mineral lines. Likewise, we have still yet to expand. There we go, CC on low ground, but a delayed CC out of Vindicta. Delayed. Ming's just keeping an eye on the third base. Doesn't go into the bases, so far fAllingninja, he's getting away with a lot of greed here. As you mentioned, again, no gases whatsoever. Is getting fully saturated on two bases, building up extra queens. We should soon be seeing those gases and soon be seeing that kind of tech in towards roaches, but until then, fAllingninja is getting away with it. That's so far. Don't speak too soon. As Reaper Hellion does poke in towards the natural, getting into the queen. Queen is going to be targeted down, and there's no transfuse. The second queen does come down. Oh, it does move down to low ground. Does move down. One queen is going to. Oh, it's going to hold its own. Takes down the Hellion. Okay. Takes down the Hellion. Nice snipe on the queen. And from here, Vindicta does pull away. Does pull back, does pull away. We have Cloak on the horizon here, but remember, with the faster factory, we had to have additional Hellion productions. We're going into Hellion Banshee, and again, the question becomes, can he punish the greed of fAllingninja? Because there we go, gases are being taken. There is that roach one that we spoke about. He's almost there. He needs a little bit more time as Hellions, oh, they do rush in. They get past the queens. This is the dangerous thing about skipping your links or skipping link speed is these knives. These knives here into the mineral lines. More drones going to be falling. 7, 8, 9, 10 drones getting roasted. Oh god, this is getting out of hand. 11 drone kills. That was only 2 Hellions, by the way. 2 Hellions and 1 Reaper, and we are still not done. More Hellions are amassing. We have Banshee or Cloak on the way. Banshees as well. Getting to earlier stim. This feels like a little bit of a messy opener here by Vindicta, but I mean it's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more assertive, and it's worth it. Like, he's finding damage. He is finding damage. Meanwhile, we're the roaches. Where are the roaches here? fAllingninja, he is droning, he's making queens, still no roaches, still no units to defend. And here comes the second wave. The second wave of Hellion. Okay, roach production has begun. Migs, he can go for another dive. He can and he will. Ooh, the drones are lining up. Oh no, they do line up. They're getting roasted once again. Yeah, massive volleys going up. Likewise, does get into the mineral line. Drone's going to be going down. Are going to be falling. It's going to be 5 drone kills, not as many as previously, thankfully. Oh, no spore. Oh god, no spore crawler, no detection, no lair. And that's going to be critical damage. Unfortunately, no, I didn't even notice myself, but yeah, there was no lair here for fAllingninja, no safety spore crawlers. I mean, there's 1 spore at the 3rd. There's 1 safe haven here for these drones. That's only 1 expansion. And there's going to be no mining. No mining in the main base, no mining at the natural either. Drones are going down, and this is critical damage. This is game-ending damage here. Again, fAllingninja, he attempted to get away with his greed, but GG gets called, and Vindicta will take game number 1. GG. GG will play. They will take a lead in the series. What I will say though is that I was actually quite impressed by fAllingninja's build. Like, the build overall made sense. The build overall, it is cohesive. It was looking to come together as well. Unfortunately, you know, he did fall apart at the seams, and we saw him take critical damage from the Hellion run-bys and for the Hellion aggression. Likewise, spores did fall by the wayside. He did forget them, and likewise, he was unable to get any detection ready as he had no lair. So definitely some chinks in the armor for sure. Some chinks in the armor, but overall was torn apart. But again, like, it's a build that makes sense and that we do see at the highest level play as well. It's just really difficult to get away with. It's really greedy. A reason or a way to defend early on and a way to deal with those Hellions, especially because you're skipping link speed, is to have SimCity, is to have a wall at your natural. I'm referring to like your Roach Warren, your Evo Chamber, your Queens as well. They should be in position to wall up that natural, to be able to stop and deter those Hellion run-bys. Just because you don't have link speed, just because you're cutting corners, you're skipping army units as well, so it can be very difficult to try to deal with Hellion run-bys without SimCity, without those walls. Even players like Serral have been torn apart by Clem with that same style, where Clem is just diving into mineral lines with his Hellions, forcing his way in, just taking advantage of the fact that Serral has so little to work with that early on. GG. GG well played. With that, Vindicta does take a lead in the series. Now we're getting game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. Pretty sure it was in Dallas. Yeah, fAllingninja, who's in Dallas. Let's go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the American Terran player. We have the American Terran, we have the Blue Terran, representing the Platinum Heroes / Esports, leading the series 1-0. It is Vindicta. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the purple Zerg player. We have the American Zerg down in the series, and we'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can make a series out of this. Let's go. It is fAllingninja. Go. But again, already impressed by game 1, and we'll see if he goes for the same kind of build here in game number 2. We'll see if once again he does go for full verse this time. But we'll see once again he does go for a gasless opener, but we'll see if he can get away with it this time. As we mentioned, like the biggest issue with these gasless openers is being able to survive the Hellion aggression early on. And again, as we were emphasizing, SimCity is a way to do that, is a way to try to do that, I should emphasize as well. Again, winding it back, like Clem and some of these other top Terran players, a way to try to deviate that is when you move in with your Hellions, you still have your Reapers alive to KDA charge and knock Queens out of the way and still force your way into bases, and try to punish the Zerg. We'll see. For now, we do have our initial racks back at home. SV scout across the map. And this time we're going for an earlier gas. Okay, so it's going to be pull a hatch into gas. A different variation of build this time by fAllingninja, as he will actually get a much faster gas geyser. Okay, you have my attention. Go. Gases are being taken. Didn't win a map. Still better than the average Twitch at GM. True, true. Unironically. fAllingninja is probably better than most, if not all, people in the chat. This is a given. As from here, we're joining. Gonna be joining, gonna be saturating. Gonna be building up. And we'll see what the gas is going to be spent on here. I'm assuming getting into Ling speed, but we'll see if we go for anything quirky here. Meanwhile, this time we do go for the factory after the CC. So game 1, if you remember, Vindicta was being very safe, going for the factory first before command center. Here, going for something more standard. I mean, hey, we're loading into Tokamak. Tokamak is one of the larger maps in the map pool. So going for a more standard build makes more sense here from the side of Vindicta. Oh, going into a 1-1-1. Much more aggressive follow-up. Once again, that's going to be a starport before third command center. That means a faster Banshees. That means a more committed play here on 2 bases. Vindicta is going to be assertive. Is going to be aggressive. Meanwhile, fAllingninja, he's banking gas. Last game, intentionally, he was skipping and avoiding his gas geysers. Here, he's banked up to 200. That's a lot of gas here for fAllingninja and no Ling speed. The real question becomes, what are we spending this gas on? My assumption here is waiting for the queens to finish. My assumption is we're going to wait for the queens to finish and we're going for a lair. And the reason why we haven't spent our gas is because of the queen production. But we'll see if the lair is going to be prioritized. Meanwhile, we have what looks to be a Hellbat Marauder push. Oh boy, we have Marauders on the way. We have Concussive Shell. We assume Hellbat, there it is. Armory has been thrown down, so we have a Hellbat push out of Vindicta. This is going to hit quite hard. Meanwhile, I had assumed that it was going to be for a faster lair. It is still going to be Roach production, but this is going to be earlier Roaches. This can actually work really well. First things first, already we have SimCity. This is already a better setup than last game. We have the Roach Horn, we have the Eva Chamber, double Eva Chamber. The Queens are walling up as well, so a very nice setup here by fAllingninja on the low ground. But does he get the Roaches in time? Is this Roach Horn too late? It feels late. It feels like a late Warren out of fAllingninja. The Hellions are amassing, the Armory is almost done, and Migs, he's soon going to send everything across the map. Yeah, we're still waiting for the... There we go. Does load up those Marauders. He will soon move out. He'll soon move out. So he's moving in. Black Red's going for the queen. Where the Roaches, we have 9 Roaches in production, but the first queen is going to get surrounded. Yeah, the first queen does go down. It gets 1. Now going for the other queen as well. Gets 1. 2 queens do fall. Oh, Jesus. There's not enough room for the Hellbats. They're too thick, baby. They're too thick. Roach 1 does fall, though. Roaches are popping out, which would be ideal in this position, but just not enough. Not enough, not in time. Does break through the wall, does burn through the Roaches. GG gets called, and Vindicta, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the next round. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Honestly, I was really enjoying the overall build here of fAllingninja that it was going for, especially against something like a Hellbat push. Unfortunately, the Roach one was a little bit later, and the Roach production was a little bit delayed as well. If that was a little bit crisper here, then he would have had Roaches in time to defend. And against a Hellbat push, that would have been ideal. Just needed a little bit more time. Just needed to tighten up his build a little bit more here. I should also emphasize that it's not like he was aware of what Vindicta was going for. He didn't scout the armory, he didn't scout the Hellbat push coming. It was kind of blindly opening up. So he was working with incomplete information, and GG. GG, well played. With that, Vindicta, he will claim the series. He will advance on to the next round. And now we can take a moment to have a look at the bracket to figure out where we are and where we are headed. Let's go. Let's go. As we do have the rest of our bracket, we do have some updates here to catch up on. Just commenting that Vindicta hasn't been to an offline tournament in over a year. Okay. That doesn't mean anything, but sure. PiGosaur, where's Pig? If Pig isn't here, then you can assume that you can make the assumption that Pig, he's most likely spending time with his family. Just to reiterate, and we're probably going to say this a couple of times throughout the next couple of weeks, but Pig El Chanchito, he's now papi. He's now papi. Does have a beautiful boy called Theo, and again, that was the reason why Pig did not go to EWC last week, just because, of course, you know, he had to look after his family, had to be there for the birth of his child even as well. So make the assumption that if there's ever a week where there's no Pig at PiGosaur Cup, there's usually something else occurring where he would have to spend time with his family. So make that assumption, whether it's Pig missing out on PiGosaur Cup or Pig missing out on like a typical daily stream, you can make that assumption.